spent a long time making RPG game alone, and at some point I didn't want to be solo developer anymore. I am making an RPG game on Roblox called Fractalis. For a long time I was on it entirely by myself. The code, the mechanics, the world, the interface, the monsters, the ideas, the everything. At first, solo development seemed like a logical solution. You control everything. No one interferes, you move quickly. And for a while that was actually true. But the first problem. I can make an interface that is okay. Buttons are pressed, numbers are counted, but the more time passed, the more obvious it became. There are people who can make it look better. The second problem. At some point I noticed something strange. I had a lot of ideas, but little time and energy. How could I get everything done? I realized how much I would need to do alone, and that was time that the game could have used some help. The third problem. I was busy on the game every day, except Sundays. But progress felt slow, and at some point I realized something unpleasant. The game was slowing down not because of its complexity, but because everything was going through me. I became a bottleneck in my own project. At that moment, it became clear. The question wasn't whether I could continue alone. The question was whether it made sense for the game itself. The UI designer gave the game a visual language. The builder will give the world shape and scale. What the fuck is this? Yo, what happened to the location? Buddy, I just got a builder to help with the map. What did he do? And I was finally able to focus on other aspects that I'm good at and breathe a sigh of relief. A team isn't magic. It's new challenges, discussions, and responsibility. Sometimes going solo is easier, but in my case, going solo slows down the project. It felt boring. My motivation was dropping. It was not an emotional decision. It was a logical decision for the project. When you're making a game alone, you can stop at any moment. No one but you will notice. When people are around, responsibility appears, not abstract, concrete. I promised people a share of the revenue after the release, and from that moment on, it stopped being just game. Everyone says, find the right people, but no one talks about how many bad ones you have to go through and filter before that happens. And then the question isn't whether development will become easier. The question is whether I can see this project through to the end. I am making